The story kicks off with a guy in a blue shirt and a gold chain, legs kicked up on a chair, looking real cocky. He calls the guy next to him, son, telling him he's just in time. The live stream is about to start. This time, they're streaming a hell difficulty level. The kid next to him hands over a beer and curses back. Turns out, they're not father and son, just messing with each other. They crack open their beers and focus on the computer screen. On the screen, a woman who looks like an MC announces, "Welcome, everyone, to the live stream, a live-action horror game broadcasted by Eternal Night Camp." This instance is a bizarre game called Giant Elephant Hospital with an unprecedented death rate for newbies. This platform has been broadcasting for 3 straight years. The game continues to drag people into its world of horror, forcing them to complete countless bloody missions. Winners get rewards and grow stronger, while losers have their life force deducted, leading to death. Looks like the intro is dragging on a bit. This is starting to piss off the viewers. A flood of comments rolls in, like, "This is taking forever. Get on with it." But the female MC ignores the complaints and continues her introduction. Among the rookies this time, there's one with a mental strength stat of 101. Some people are shocked by this. They recall that even the Dragon Emperor Demon God only started with 100. This newbie's stat is even higher than his. Then, the image of the rookie with 101 mental strength appears on the stream. Immediately, a series of warnings pop up, announcing an unknown error in the character data. Data check, failed. Unknown bug detected. Bug fix, failed. The warnings end as the young rookie opens his eyes, completely lost. Deep in his eyes, a dark red, unidentifiable panel flashes. Suddenly, he can see through everything around him. A series of prompts also appear, identifying objects like walls, doors, and unknown dark areas. The rookie gets out of bed and heads outside. The door to his room is marked with the number 401. Could this be an abandoned hospital? It seems his guess was spot on. The place is a total wreck. Everything is dilapidated and decaying, covered in rats and cobwebs. He continues to wander aimlessly, trying to get the lay of this bizarre place. There are even a few cockroaches scurrying around for food. He then stops in front of a door with no room number. A voice calls out from inside, "Young man, please help me." The voice comes from an old man who appears to be a patient. He asks the young man if he can help him up to use the restroom. Through the teen's eyes, a stream of data about the old man appears. Name, Old Man Liu. Danger level, high. Immobile, slow speed. The kid immediately thinks to himself, this is a trap-type monster. It has strong combat stats but can't move, and its attack range is small. The teenager carefully assesses the situation. He then approaches the old man. As the teen gets closer, the old man flashes a wicked grin. "That's right. Come closer. Come on and touch me." Back on the live stream, comments are flooding in, mocking the newbie. Looks like he's way too naive. This old geezer has killed at least 100 people. This rookie's about to get himself killed. But surprisingly, the kid doesn't touch him like everyone expected. He quickly darts behind the old man, out of his line of sight, then suddenly whips out a scalpel and holds it to the geezer's head. Terrified, the old man asks what he's doing. The teen calmly asks Old Man Liu a question. "Answer it correctly, and I'll take you to the bathroom. Answer it wrong, and I'll cut your damn head off." This sends Old Man Liu into a full-blown panic. Trembling, he tells the kid to just ask the question. And the question he asks is, "How many leg hairs do I have?" The live stream chat immediately explodes with question marks. It seems it's not just Old Man Liu. Even the viewers have no idea what the hell he's talking about. Seeing the old man can't answer, he slowly draws the scalpel across the man's forehead. The pain makes him scream and cry, begging the teen to ask another question, so he changes it. "All right, where are the hospital access cards?" The old man, now obedient as a puppy, spills everything. There are 3 access cards in total. One's on the hospital director, one's in logistics, and the last one. But before Old Man Liu can finish, the kid slits his throat with the scalpel. Then the teen calmly walks away, saying nonchalantly, "My bad. I didn't need you to tell me that much anyway. Model." A series of notifications popped up in front of the young man. "Your soul weapon has made contact with a demonic grudge. Successfully unlocked. Your scalpel can now inflict damage on demonic beings. You have killed Liu Laohan. Scalpel has been slightly enhanced." Then, the young man spotted a file on a nearby table. It was labeled Juxiang Hospital. And with that, the system finally updated the character data. We now know the rookie on screen is named Triu Nut. He's the main character of our story, level 1, wielding a soul weapon, a rusty scalpel. Back to Triu Nut, a notification popped up as he grabbed the file. Hidden quest. Activated. Liu Laohan's last wish. Note: the difficulty of this hidden quest is higher than the main quest. You can choose to ignore it without affecting the main story. At the same time, the image of Liu Laohan began to fade before Trio Nut. He explained that the file folder contained his land deeds. It was his entire life savings. His daughter, Liu Shui, wanted them so badly that she had an affair with the hospital director to kill old Liu. But she died in a freak elevator accident first. Old Liu's last wish is for Trio Nut to kill the director, getting revenge for both of them. In return, the land deeds would be his. As soon as he finished speaking, Liu Laohan's body vanished completely. On the live stream, countless viewers were just realizing, wait, old Liu couldn't move this whole time? How the hell did this newbie know that? And it looks like this Trio Nut guy is actually going to do the hidden quest. He silently picked up the land deeds and left old Liu's room. No one knew what he was planning next. Meanwhile, elsewhere, every move Trio Nut made, including his chat with old Liu, was being watched by this blue-haired guy. He was sitting in a surveillance room, watching everything. He realized old Liu's line about his daughter dying in an elevator was a hint that the hospital's elevator was unusable. In this situation, Trio Nut should just give up, abandon the hidden quest, and take the stairs to find an access card. That's the smartest move. But that's just what the viewers think. As for Trio Nut, he was already heading straight for the hospital elevator. When Trio Nut pressed the button, a red warning flashed. Elevator danger level, low, contains one vengeful spirit. Its power is severely diminished, but it is still 5 times stronger than an average person. Trio Nut just glanced at the notification. He was already certain of one thing. The spirit in the elevator was old Liu's daughter, Liu Shui. Without a moment's hesitation, Trio Nut stepped inside the elevator. In his judgment, most hospitals have a directory map on the first floor, so he selected the first floor as his destination. The elevator began its slow descent from the 6th floor, down past the 4th, and kept going. After a moment, a ding echoed. The lights inside the elevator suddenly flickered back on. At the same time, a drop of blood landed right on Trio Nut's forehead. Then, a hand touched his back. A gruesome face appeared behind Trio Nut, wailing, "My death was so tragic." But contrary to what everyone expected, this Trio Nut guy showed absolutely no fear. He even turned around and asked the vengeful spirit if she was old Liu's daughter. The expression on his face, he actually looked a little excited. The spirit admitted she was Liu Shui and asked Trio Nut, "Are you here to help me get revenge?" Trio Nut immediately took out the land deeds and handed them to her. He said that old Liu asked him to give these to her. After hearing this, Liu Shui took the documents in stunned silence. She had planned to kill her own father for these papers, never imagining he intended to leave them to her all along. Then, Trio Nut asked her, "Why do you need help with revenge? Didn't you die in a freak accident?" She immediately burst into tears, telling Trio Nut that the director had murdered her. He pushed her off the roof. If Trio Nut helped her get revenge, she would reward him handsomely. However, after she finished her story, Trio Nut saw no quest notification pop up. It was clear this chick was lying. There wasn't going to be any handsome reward, but that didn't matter, since Trio Nut's target was the director anyway. So, Trio Nut asked Liu Shui, "Does that director have any weaknesses?" She explained that he was the strongest ghost here, and also the weakest. Unlike the other ghosts, he has no idea that he's already dead. If Trio Nut could make him realize he's dead, his lingering obsession would vanish, and his power would disappear with it. After getting the rundown on the director, Trio Nut handed the deeds to Liu Shui and said he'd go take care of him for her. As Liu Shui took the stack of papers, she felt something bulky hidden at the bottom. At the same time, Trio Nut was casually twirling something that looked like a key pin in his hand. Then suddenly, boom, a massive explosion erupts right behind Trio Nut. What the hell just happened? According to the livestream viewers, it looks like Trio Nut just used a bomb to blow up the vengeful spirit's corpse, Liu Tuyet. Why would a doctor like him bring a bomb into a dungeon? This is just unbelievable. Clearly, Trio Nut had figured out the spirit's lingering attachments were the house deed and revenge. He used these 2 points to make the spirit lower its guard, and on top of that, he fully exploited a system bug. Normally, attacking a vengeful spirit with physical damage is impossible, but Trio Nut is a new player, and this is a hell difficulty instance. To give new players a fighting chance, the system removed the physical damage immunity. That's why even a vengeful spirit could be killed by the bomb's raw power. The blue-haired guy, observing Trio Nut's every move, silently praised him. This guy's a real prodigy, definitely worth recruiting for his guild. The spirit Lu Tuyet, now just ahead, screamed in fury, cursing Triyunat for daring to trick her. But with just a head left, who's gonna be scared of her? Triyunat even snatched her head and started tossing it like a baseball. After getting bored, Triyunat pulled out his rusty scalpel. Seeing this, Lu Tuyet began to tremble with fear. She asked what he was going to do to her. Triyunat just gave her a sinister smile and said not to worry. He told her his blade is fast, so she wouldn't feel a thing. Then, Lu Tuyet's blood-curdling scream echoed through the hospital. Soon after, Triyunat's dagger evolved. Demon-blooded scalpel. Your soul weapon is awakening. Its attributes were enhanced. While Triyunat was savoring the satisfaction of skinning Lu Tuyet's head, another ghost appeared from behind him. Triyunat immediately held up Lu Tuyet's head and looked towards it. He asked the new ghost, "Oh, can I help you with something?" Just that one question was enough to make the ghost sense extreme danger. It immediately turned around and fled. This was the first time, in its ghostly life, that it had met a human. Scarier than any demon. And just like that, Triyunat's live stream, which started with 0 viewers, skyrocketed to 6,354 viewers after his recent crazy antics. A flood of comments poured in, shocked that they'd just seen someone scare a ghost into running away. This newbie is on another level. Many guilds were sending people to watch the rookie streams to scout for new talent. That's exactly why so many people were now watching Triyunat. By now, his strength stat had already increased by 5 points. By killing the ghosts Lu Lao and Lu Tuyet, Triyunat felt an amazing surge of power. It seemed like he was done with everything on this floor. Triyunat decided to head down to the first floor to find a map. A map of this hospital. After getting the layout, Triyunat's next target was the security room. Right now, Triyunat needed a death certificate to prove to the hospital director that he was, in fact, already dead. The security room has surveillance cameras and might even have a printer. But before all that, Triyunat decided to deal with the security guards' corpses lying on the floor. The next thing you know, Triyunat is chopping the heads off all the guards and placing them on the table. Since this scene is pretty graphic, I'm gonna have to blur it out. Hope you guys understand. After he was done, he casually went to wash his hands. The blue-haired guy watching from behind was completely stunned. Does this Triyunat guy have nerves of steel, or what? How can he just do that? In the rookie instance, monsters have their stats heavily nerfed, so they often play dead to ambush players. So, you could say Triyunat's actions were just to make sure none of those monsters were faking it. But is that really something a newbie would do? And to calmly wash his hands right after with a completely unfazed expression. After washing his hands, Triyunat sat down at the printer and started printing the document, the death certificate, just as he had planned. After it printed, the viewers thought Triyunat would start looking for the exit key, right? But nope. Instead, he went back to the 3 heads of the security guards and gave each one a nice stab through the skull. That was the only way to be absolutely sure they wouldn't get back up. Then, Triyunat showed a satisfied expression that completely creeped out the audience. After that, he left the security room and continued on. Following the map he saw earlier, he knew that to get to the director's office, he had to go through a specific hallway. And here we are. In front of Triyunat is the ghostly mist hallway, which has the ability to drain a player's sanity. According to the viewers, there's also a crying ghost in there. There's a side quest you can get in this place. With his special eyes, Triyunat saw a red notification panel. The area was called Ghostly Mist, and it would generate. It's meant to instill fear and reduce a player's sanity, but that crap doesn't work on Zhao Yi. He doesn't hesitate to walk straight into the dark fog. The moment he steps in, a barrage of voices echoes in his ears. You're disgusting. Why don't you just die? In this world, no one needs you. You're just going to die in this game. Normally, these whispers would corrupt the listener's mind, but they have zero effect on Zhao Yi. See, he's been hearing countless horrifying whispers like this every single day, from the moment he wakes up till he goes to sleep. He even hears them while he's taking a constipated dump. His life has never been peaceful. Those voices are way more extreme than these pathetic whispers. So for him, this place feels more like coming home. It's strangely familiar. While Zhao Yi is busy enjoying the sweet sound of these whispers, a side quest pops up. Help the little crybaby ghost fulfill her wish. Right after, sobbing sounds echo from a room deep down the dark hallway. Sounds like it's coming from room 1007. Zhao Yi readies his surgical knife and heads for the door. After trying the doorknob, he realizes the room isn't locked. The viewers watching this hold their breath. They think something terrifying is inside and that he'll die for sure if he opens that door. Then, Zhao Yi suddenly takes a few steps back. Could it be? Is he scared and chickening out? Not a chance. Turns out, he saw a prompt that the door was breakable, so he's just backing up for a running start. You'd think he's about to kick the door down, but nope, he actually uses his surgical knife to slash the door countless times. And what the hell? Fresh blood starts pouring from it. Some viewers start to worry for the hospital director in this mission. They make a mental note to stay far away from this psycho if they ever meet him. A notification pops up. You have killed the door-guarding ghost. Your soul weapon is being enhanced. Seems the door-guarding ghost was just a low-level mob, so Zhao Yi doesn't see a significant change in his knife. But whatever. A kill is a kill. Better than nothing. After dealing with the door, Zhao Yi pushes it open. Inside, a little girl is crying non-stop in a corner. Looks like this is the crybaby ghost from the quest. The ghost recognizes Zhao Yi, having seen him murder the door ghost. Terrified, she screams at him, "Don't kill me!" With that scream, a wave of blue energy shoots out and hits Zhao Yi. According to the viewers, that's the crybaby ghost's signature attack skill. Getting hit by it should cause a major sanity drop. But when we look at Zhao Yi, there's no sign of any mental debuff or fear at all. His sanity score has been a solid 101 ever since he entered this hospital. It hasn't dropped one bit. Then, Zhao Yi just walks up to the crybaby ghost and pats her head. No freaking way. The guy who's been mercilessly slaughtering ghosts since he showed up actually has a gentle side? This dude is definitely two-faced. One of the many viewers in Zhao Yi's live stream praises his actions. That's the right move, she says. First, you reassure the ghosts, then you soothe them. That's how you can build a relationship of trust. It'll be a huge help for completing the side quest. Many people in the crowd recognize the speaker as Goddess Hong An. Apparently, she's super famous. A huge mob immediately rushes over to ask for her autograph or to buy her a drink. But in response to the thirsty fans, she utters a single word: piss off. Goddess Hong An says that this year's rookies are very interesting. She just came from a chubby rookie's live stream. That newbie cleared up the hunter in just 46 minutes, setting a new record that stood for 3 years. And according to her, this rookie Zhao Yi is no simpleton either. She wants to see how he's going to clear this hell difficulty mission. Back to Zhao Yi. After the head pat, the crybaby ghost seems to have let her guard down. She starts telling Zhao Yi her story. I've been here for a very long time. Someone finally came to help. It all started when my mother got very sick. This hospital said they could save her, but the medical bills would be enormous. The girl keeps telling her story, completely unaware that Zhao Yi is holding a surgical knife behind his back. He's getting ready to unleash some god-tier slashes on the ghost. Then, while the ghost girl is still tearfully recounting her family's plight, Zhao Yi, without warning, makes a sharp, clean slice right across her throat, ignoring her pathetic cries. Even so, Trio Not still struck without a shred of mercy. The viewers were completely shocked by his methods. But if he skips the dialogue, how is he supposed to do the side quest? This newbie really plays by his own set of rules. With his special eyes, Trio Not could see this crying ghost's danger level was medium. It was probably hiding some other trick up its sleeve. Just to be safe, Trio Not killed it on the spot, not giving it a chance to cause more trouble. After killing the crying ghost, Trio Not's scalpel leveled up. Trio Not then walked over to the desk and spotted an item. According to his eyes, this was the diary of the crying ghost. Inside were meticulous daily entries about when the ghost brought her mother to the hospital and her struggle to earn money for her mother's treatment. After skimming through the entire diary, Trio Not realized there was no useful information. But on the last page, he spotted 3 words circled in red, standing out from the rest. The words were mother's surgery. Realizing something, Trio Not immediately set off to find the operating room. The crying ghost constantly mentioned her mother and her illness, so it was easy to guess that the mother was connected to the side quest. After a bit of searching, Trio Not found the hospital room of the crying ghost's mother. Inside, there was only a single female patient, who seemed to be the ghost's mom. After, Trio Not entered and asked, "Are you Ahio's mother?" The ghost confirmed that she was indeed Ahio's mother and asked what he wanted. With his special eyes, Trio Not saw this ghost was also a medium-level threat, so he needed to be careful. He then asked her another question. "Is your husband or any other relative currently in this hospital?" The ghost had just answered no when her hair began to grow wildly, shooting out to attack Trio Not. As soon as he confirmed she had no other family, Triyu Not pulled out his grenade. Perfect. This saved him the trouble of hunting them down. The next thing you know, the grenade was handed right to the ghost. Before leaving, he even turned around to say a quick goodbye. A moment later, a massive explosion erupted from the ghost's room. The viewers and the female MC who witnessed this were completely speechless. They had no words. After blowing the ghost to smithereens, Triyu Not opened the door again to search for clues. A normal player would have tried to communicate with the ghost to get more information for the side quest. But this guy, Triyu Not, just straight up blew the ghost away. His playstyle is just insane. The reason he asked if the ghost had family, was he planning on taking out her entire family too? This guy is seriously terrifying. Is he supposed to be a psychologist or a psychopath? After confirming that everything here was taken care of, Triyu Not decided it was time to head to the director's office. On his way, the other lesser ghosts who saw him were scared stiff, trembling and hiding in corners, not even daring to look at him. After a short walk, Triyu Not was standing in front of the director's office. As expected of the strongest ghost in this place, just standing outside, he could feel the immense power radiating from within the room. According to Triyu Not's eyes, the director was at an extremely dangerous level. The warning was clear: do not confront him head-on. If a direct fight was out of the question, Triyu Not would have to use his wits. He pulled out the paper he'd printed earlier in the security room. Then, Triyu Not took out a pen and started scribbling something on it. Once he was done, Triyu Not stuck the paper right onto his forehead and casually kicked the door open. The moment the director saw someone appear in his room, he instantly woke up. He used his grotesque hands to grab Triyu Not by the neck, slamming him against the wall. You had to admit, this ghost was seriously powerful. Its speed and strength left Triyu Not completely unable to resist. The director then opened his massive maw, intending to devour him. But just then, he noticed the paper on Triyu Not's face. It was a newspaper article from March 6th, showing a picture of him hanging himself and reporting that everyone in Ju Tuang Hospital had died. There were no survivors. As soon as the director realized the hanging man was him, his power began to fade. He muttered, "I'm dead? Impossible. How can I be dead? I'm not dead." Triyu Not whipped out his scalpel and delivered a blow, straight to the director's head. "Not dead yet? Let me help you with that." Then, a red notification popped up. "You have killed the dungeon boss. Your soul weapon's attributes have been enhanced." Receiving the soul weapon enhancement, Triyu Not's rusty scalpel now gained a new attribute, chaotic damage. It looked like this was a high-tier effect, which is added after this knife levels up. Zhao Yi then starts searching the director's office. According to the Crying Ghost's diary, this place was once invaded by some mysterious force. If so, there's no way an instance boss like the director wouldn't have some info. Inside his drawer is a letter. It says, "Old Chen, I've already contacted the authorities to bribe the guards for you. This place isn't safe anymore. Pack your bags and get out of here as soon as possible. There's a cargo truck waiting for you south of town. Any delay could be a disaster." This letter was sent from the outside. The sender seems to know everything happening in this town. Too bad, the director, Old Chen, ended up dying in the hospital. Looks like there's no more info here. So, Zhao Yi casually strolls out of the haunted hospital. But as soon as he's outside, he suddenly sees a dried-up corpse standing before him. His analysis reveals this creature has 3 question marks and is extremely dangerous. A warning pops up: do not let it leave your control range. Failure will result in a catastrophe. Zhao Yi instantly realizes this is the instance's hidden boss. With that dire warning, Zhao Yi can only stealthily back away, one step at a time. But it seems the hidden boss has spotted him. It begins to turn and move towards Zhao Yi. He backs up against the door, his eyes locked on the boss, while his hand quickly punches in the code. Once Zhao Yi opens the door and steps outside, no danger warnings appear. It looks like this wasn't a mandatory boss fight after all. Zhao Yi lets out a huge sigh of relief, then yells, "Teleport." A blue light erupts from beneath his feet, enveloping his body, and he vanishes right before the monster's eyes. After teleporting, a flood of notifications appears. Congratulations to rookie Zhao Yi for clearing the Juxiang Hospital instance on Hell difficulty. Main quest, complete. Side quest, Old Liu's Wish, complete. Side quest, Crying Ghost, failed. Story exploration, 88 points. Reward, 25 experience, Old Liu's property deed, and the unique title, Ghost Cry God's Sorrow. After receiving the EXP, Zhao Yi finally levels up to level 2. It seems in this place, you only get experience. After clearing an instance, the place Zhao Yi is now standing is called the Evernight Camp, a so-called safe zone in this horror game world. Here, players can trade items, do business, or discuss strategies with other players. Zhao Yi then gets two notifications, one to join a guild and the other to create his own. First, he checks out the guild situation and sees hundreds of invites sent to him from other guilds. A guy passing by is totally shocked to see that dozens of the world's major guilds have personally sent recruitment offers to Zhao Yi. According to him, those big guilds never recruit rookies, but they must have made an exception for Zhao Yi. Joining those major guilds gives you access to rich resources, speeds up quests, and significantly increases your survival rate in this horror world. Despite all these awesome perks, Zhao Yi decides not to join any of them. He then checks out the in-game shop. There are tons of items for sale and some locked ones, all bought with points. And it seems points can only be earned by clearing instances. Next up are the rookie and guild leaderboards. Topping the rookie chart is our boy, Zhao Yi, with the title Sharp Edge revealed. Then there's an introduction to guilds. After entering the game, players can no longer return to their original world. Instead, they're assigned to the edge of a chaotic world. Players need to deal with various dangers, build homes, and develop areas to store resources, then head towards the center of the world. The best way to do all this is by joining a guild and working with a team. Next, Zhao Yi checks the world map. The name of the world he was transported to is unknown, and the map is pitch black, with only 3 illuminated areas: the safe zone, the trash guild, and Guxuan town. Looks like that haunted hospital was Juxiang Hospital, located in Guxuan town, so Zhao Yi seeks out the trash guild and applies to join. Despite receiving a notification that their guild is trash and won't provide any resources, Zhao Yi decides to apply anyway. He wants to learn about Guxuan town on the border of this chaotic world. When these guys get Zhao Yi's message about wanting to learn about Guxuan town, they are absolutely stunned. This year's top rookie wants to join their Times Guild? What an incredible stroke of luck. What would make a newbie who got an SC rank in the Hell difficulty instance, Titan Hospital, join them asterisk? Maybe because Mystic Valley Town is related to our guild's world quest. The man with glasses, Uncle Quan, told the other two. Just let him in. It's rare for a newbie to actually want to join our guild. And he didn't forget to warn them not to bully the new guy. As soon as the Trash Guild agreed, the system announced it in the world chat. All the players thought this rookie must have some serious issues. Countless major guilds had invited him, yet he refused them all, only to join the Trash Guild. Meanwhile, somewhere in the abandoned city, the blue-haired guy who'd been watching Zhao Yi from the start was a vice guild leader. One of his subordinates reported that they'd found Zhao Yi's real-world information. According to their investigation, Zhao Yi was a psychiatrist in the outside world. He was famous for having cured nearly 100 severe psychiatric patients, all of whom recovered completely with no side effects. Depression, violent tendencies, severe psychosis, he cured it all. But here's the kicker, not a single patient remembered anything about their treatment process. All related memories had simply vanished. That's why patients and doctors in the field gave him the nickname Angel of Oblivion. After reading the report, the blue-haired guy ordered his subordinate to bring him the monster known as Demon Man Bayer. But his subordinate said Bayer got locked in the battlefield by the system. After his damage output was so high, he wiped out all the players in the last instance. He'd only be released in 3 days. Hearing this, Bluehair said, "Then we'll wait 3 days. Bring him to me then." Back with Zhao Yi, he'd found the Trash Guild's headquarters. He was greeted by this rather stunning lady. She introduced herself as Liu Ruoqing, the guild's auditor. After the introductions, she led Zhao Yi inside to meet the rest of the guild's, well, trash. That guy with the glasses is our guild master. You can call him Uncle Quan. This Ice Queen is Meng Jiao, our vice leader. Don't bother talking to her. She won't pay you any mind. That Taoist priest is Jiang Xiao. He loves to scam and cheat. Stay as far away from his traps as possible. The priest, Jiang Xiao, immediately ran over, throwing an arm around Zhao Yi to defend his honor. He even said he'd already prepared a room for Zhao Yi. Usually, the old-timers stay on the 7th floor, while newbies get the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd floors. He claimed he had prepared room 404 for Zhao Yi, a very special privilege. Afterwards, Sis Liu led Zhao Yi to the door of room 404. She explained that once he bonded with the room, it would become a safe space. No one could enter without his permission, except himself. Zhao Yi then proceeded to perform a soul scan with the device on the door. The room inside was spacious and fully furnished, with its own bathroom. As for food and drinks, he'd have to find them at the abandoned train station. It was 2 kilometers away. However, he needed to be level 3 to enter, and Zhao Yi's current level wasn't high enough. So, Sis Lu offered to provide him with some food for the time being. Before leaving, Sis Lu told Zhao Yi to come to the lounge the next day, where they would explain the basics of this hell game to him. The next day in the lounge, it appeared that besides Zhao Yi, a few other newbies had joined the Trash Guild. They were all there for the new player orientation on this hell game. In contrast to the others' anxiety, Zhao Yi was just chilling in a corner, casually sipping a drink. Once everyone had gathered, Uncle Quan began to speak. First, he reminded them that they were the Trash Guild, and he was the guild master. The world we live in now is a world of chaotic laws, also known as the chaotic world. It's extremely dangerous out here. Aside from the guild building, which is absolutely safe, don't go running around outside for no reason. As a hell game player, you have a total of 2 tasks to complete. One is the instance quest, and the second is the world quest. You must complete at least 1 instance quest per month, and at most 2. Also, there's a chance you'll be teamed up with other players in the same instance. Because of that, killing and looting happen a lot. So, my advice is, don't trust anyone easily. Also, after entering the Evernight Camp instance, everyone gets their own live stream room. Use all your skills to attract fans. When the live stream ends, your popularity and gifts will be converted into bonus points. It's not much, but it might catch the eye of a major guild, which will be useful if you want to switch guilds later. Next up is the World Quest. Your mission is to expand the safe zone as much as possible. If you're interested, do it. If you're afraid of dying, don't. No one will say anything. And that was the entirety of Uncle Quan's introduction to the chaotic world. After he finished, many newbies raised their hands, wanting to ask more questions, but Uncle Quan just said, "No more questions." This briefing is over. Then he left, leaving the crowd of newbies with question marks floating above their heads. These guys are so irresponsible. Looks like they joined the wrong guild. A few of them said they only joined because they saw the top-ranked player apply. Who would have thought a guild named Trash would be full of actual trash players? Truth is, you can find out everything about this world in the system panel. Even if those guys hadn't explained, Zhao Yi could have looked up the info himself. But man, this guild is seriously trash. They don't give a damn about newbies and couldn't care less about the world quest. No wonder the guild's been around for 2 years and is still stuck on the tutorial quest. But this actually works out for Zhao Yi. He can start the story from the very beginning and see what really happened in Gushuan town all those years ago. As for Zhao Yi's current world quest, it's to go to the train station 2 kilometers away to gather food and water. The reward for this quest is 2 talent points. For Zhao Yi, a 2-kilometer trip isn't too long, but 80% of the station is filled with dark shadows, with potential level 3 dangers, and right now, he's only level 2. So, this isn't a priority. The guild warehouse still has a mountain of supplies, so there's no need to head there just yet. Zhao Yi's priority right now is to level up and earn points quickly, then head to the central hub to exchange them for necessary items. That's because you can only enter an instance dungeon twice a month. Zhao Yi already cleared the Juxiang Hospital dungeon yesterday, so he still has 1 entry left for this month, which is why he decides to look for another instance dungeon. After a successful search, he finds his next dungeon, the Terrifying School. The number of participants is 4. Including Zhao Yi, besides him and another level 2 player named Zhen Tao, there's a level 3 and a level 4 player. The main objective this time is to survive for 7 days at Shisan High School. The side quest is to break the school's curse. The main quest reward is 75 experience points, and the side quest reward is a sacrificial doll. This young woman appears to be another player in the Terrifying School dungeon. Just like Zhao Yi, she's also live streaming. She has 1,350 viewers. Guess being pretty is enough to draw a big crowd. Then, as she's waiting for the other players to arrive, a red notification pops up. The difficulty for this dungeon is Hell Mode. Instantly, she can no longer keep her calm expression. It's replaced by pure terror. She remembered barely surviving her last dungeon on normal difficulty. Now facing Hell Mode, how the hell is she supposed to survive? This girl is level 4, with a total of 25 life points, but she's already died 3 times in previous dungeons. So now, she only has 10 life points left. If she fails this time, she'll be down to her last 5. The pressure of impending death is crushing. Her only hope now is to rely on her teammates. But when she turns around and sees 3 teammates who are all level 2 and 3, even lower than her, all hope seems completely lost. especially that guy named Zhao Yi. She sees him completely ignoring the situation, just casually sitting there, shaking his leg. This guy must be a total newbie who has no idea what hell difficulty means. Afterward, the four of them head to the schoolyard to discuss strategy. According to the level 4 girl, their mission for the next 7 days is to do whatever it takes to survive in this school. Since it's hell difficulty, all 4 of them need to stick together. The other 2 both claim they're beginners. They say they just got dragged into this game and don't know anything, so they're counting on the girl with glasses to guide them. Meanwhile, Zhao Yi isn't paying any attention to this group. His focus is on the classroom behind them. The classrooms on the first floor aren't full. Assuming a class has 46 seats, then there are no more than 23 people in each room. This is incredibly strange. What the hell is this supposed to be a warning for? Zhao Yi starts racking his brain to figure it out. After a moment, one of the guys in the group recognizes the name Zhao Yi. He's definitely heard it somewhere before. That's it. This Zhao Yi guy is the #1 rookie on the leaderboards, the one who got an S+ rank in the last hell dungeon. The other 3 immediately light up with hope. They all cry out, "Big bro Zhao Yi, please lead us through this nightmare." Hearing this, Zhao Yi finally speaks up and asks the 3 of them, does anyone remember their original seat location? Then, Zhao Yi mysteriously adds that, if nothing changes, quite a few people in their class are going to die today. So, if you don't want to die, make sure you sit in your correct seat. After Zhao Yi says this, the guy with the spiky hair starts sweating bullets. He blurts out that he's already forgotten his original seat. Is it really that important? Zhao Yi says he doesn't know if the other seats are safe, but he's certain their original seats will be safe, at least for now. That's why you have to remember your initial spot. Just then, the bell rings, signaling the start of the next class. All 4 of them are forced to return to their original classroom. Right after, one guy, looks like the class president, yelled for everyone to stand up. After he said that, all 4 players and the others around them got on their feet. Thanks to his special eyes, Zhao Yi could see that besides their group, everyone else in the room was a ghost. Luckily, they were all neutral ghosts, so they weren't attacking. Right after, a female teacher walked in and announced a surprise math test. According to the info from Zhao Yi's eyes, she started out as a neutral ghost. But once her hunting condition is triggered, her power skyrockets, and she'll heal after. Killing a target starts neutral and needs a trigger to hunt. Zhao Yi quickly realized the trigger was probably related to the math test she just announced. Or maybe it was related to where the 4 of them were sitting, or maybe even both. Then, the teacher started handing out the tests to everyone. They had 50 minutes, and there was a strict no talking or making noise rule during the test. Zhao Yi didn't get why the ghost student in front of him was shaking like a leaf. What the hell was making this ghost so scared? Then, Zhao Yi saw the teacher put a test on an empty desk, and the paper was completely blank. Maybe it wasn't an official test, but Zhao Yi's test definitely had questions. He glanced at his paper and saw it was full of stuff like infinite integrals, factorials, and square roots. Even as a top pre-med student who aced physics, chem, and bio, Zhao Yi was like, I'm out. He decided to just guess his way through it, labeling his eraser A, B, C, D, and basically using it like a die. Meanwhile, one of the ghosts started cheating by turning to the guy behind him and asking, "Hey, what's the answer to question 3? The teacher just stood at the front, seemingly not giving a crap about the cheating. Zhao Yi realized the classroom was already in total chaos, but the teacher didn't show any reaction. Looks like the trigger has nothing to do with test discipline, but that ghost in front of him was still shaking uncontrollably. What was its deal? Zhao Yi still couldn't figure it out. The level 4 girl on their team kept glancing at Zhao Yi to see what he was up to, but all she saw was Zhao Yi randomly picking answers with his eraser. The test was pretty easy for her, but clearly, math wasn't his strong suit. Suddenly, the teacher slammed her hand on the desk and screamed for everyone to be quiet. The whole room went dead silent, but one voice could still be heard. It was coming from Zhao Yi. He ignored the teacher and just kept muttering his calculations. The teacher's face immediately began to rot, and at the same time, she pulled an axe from under her desk and started walking down the aisle. As she walked, she muttered, "Students who make noise must be punished." The second the teacher grabbed her axe, the guy with the rooster hair started freaking out. He still wasn't sure if he was sitting in the right spot or not. His sanity value immediately plummeted to 68 points. If this keeps up, he probably won't even survive the first day. As for the only girl on the team, she wasn't doing much better. Her sanity had already dropped down to 83. Meanwhile, There's our boy, Zhao Yi. Ever since getting yeeted into this game, his sanity has been a solid 101, never dropping a single point. The viewers in the live stream were completely blown away by his nerves of steel. When the teacher walked past Rooster Hair, his sanity even dropped to a critical red alert level of 49. It felt like if the ghost teacher so much as looked at him wrong, he'd die of fright on the spot. Luckily for him, the ghost was just checking on the class, so she passed him by and kept moving. Then, the teacher stopped right next to Zhao Yi. Not only was he not scared, he flashed a smile as bright as a sunflower at her. With his special eyes, Zhao Yi could see that the teacher was still in her neutral state. He had made noise and defied her, but she was still neutral. It seems like just disrupting the class order isn't enough to make this ghost go berserk. It seems there's a very specific condition to make her actually start killing people. As long as they don't trigger that condition, this ghost is probably the safest one in the entire classroom. But until Zhao Yi figures out what that condition is, he has to keep an eye on her. The teacher made a disgusted face, leaned in close to Zhao Yi, and told him it was test time, so he should focus on his paper and stop staring at her. At that moment, the fat guy, sitting dotted in front of Zhao Yi, who was trembling even more now, finally caught the teacher's attention. The next thing you know, that fat ghost dropped to his knees, grabbed the teacher's leg, and started begging her not to kill him. "Please, teacher, spare me." But the teacher just raised the axe high in her hand. Then, with a sickening thud, the fat guy's head was chopped clean off, rolling across the floor like a bowling ball. And our man Zhao Yi, he actually looked at the head like it was a soccer ball. He even ran over and kicked the head, sending it flying right at the Mohawk guy, who got so scared he passed out cold. All eyes in the classroom, including the teachers, were now on Zhao Yi. He then handed his test to the teacher, saying he was done. She took it without even checking his answers. Instead, she just ordered Zhao Yi to leave the classroom, warning him not to cause any more trouble. And just like that, Zhao Yi casually walked out, leaving his teammates completely stunned. Wait, he can just leave like that? They thought you had to get a perfect score. After the exam, the four of them met up in the hallway. The guy with glasses said that what their bosses Zhao Yi did back there scared the hell out of everyone. Zhao Yi then explained his actions, saying he was just testing that teacher. And he realized something. As long as you don't trigger their rules, the NPCs are actually pretty lenient. The others still looked confused, so they asked him to put it in simpler terms. Zhao Yi explained that the teacher acts based on a specific set of rules. To make it clearer, he led the group outside to the schoolyard. The view was much better from there. Once outside, Zhao Yi told them what he'd observed from the lawn earlier. He counted a total of 8 classrooms, and if you look closely, none of them are more than half full. The classrooms farther down the hall had even fewer students. After turning in his test, Zhao Yi had gone to check the second floor. He found it was exactly the same as the first floor. And their class? It's the very last room on the 3rd floor. A lot of seats were already empty, especially in the rooms further back. That's when Zhao Yi came up with a theory. The students are all dying because of some curse. It's spreading from the 1st floor, like a virus. It's moving from classroom to classroom. And now, it's finally reached theirs. This curse created a specific rule. Only the students who break that rule get killed by the teacher. And one thing's for sure, it has nothing to do with exam room discipline. Zhao Yi proved that by kicking that head and making a racket, but the teacher didn't do anything to him, which is the clearest proof. Instead, the chubby guy in front of him got his head chopped off for no reason. He must have done something to trigger the teacher's rule. If you guys noticed, the empty desks still got test papers, but they were completely blank. The B-rank girl added that she also saw a few students get blank papers, and then every single one of them got their heads chopped off. She wondered if the blank paper itself was the trigger, but according to Zhao Yi, that's completely wrong. Based on his last dungeon run, even on hell difficulty, the main quest isn't supposed to be that hard. All you had to do was get one of the 3 key cards to clear it. The real challenge was finding all the side quests and hidden missions in the dungeon. So, he figures the main quest in this dungeon shouldn't be too difficult either. If getting a blank paper was the trigger, wouldn't that mean any player unlucky enough to get one is just screwed? That's just not how these games work. After listening for a bit, the Mohawk guy just wanted Zhao Yi to cut to the chase and tell them the trigger. But Zhao Yi admitted he hadn't figured it out yet. He knew it wasn't the paper, but it was probably related to the classroom or the test. Then, just to mess with them, Zhao Yi added that besides the 4 of them, everyone else in this school is probably a ghost. Hearing that, the Mohawk guy freaked out, foamed at the mouth, and passed out right there. The group then asked Zhao Yi what their next move should be to survive. Zhao Yi said they're stuck in class during the day, so they'd have to wait for nightfall. That's the only free time they'll have to find clues. So, the group agreed to meet at 12 a.m. tonight at the gazebo behind the school. A bit later, after the evening study hall ended, Zhao Yi made his way to the student dorms. On the way, a system notification popped up. Pay attention to morning class times. Being late or leaving early will result in a warning. 3 warnings, and you'll be expelled. After he sat down on his bed, another notification appeared. You've returned to your dorm after a long, tiring day. You're beginning to feel sleepy. You will soon fall asleep. Looks like the system was forcing Zhao Yi to go to sleep. Right on cue, he lay down and instantly passed out. When Zhao Yi opened his eyes again, he glanced at the clock. It was 11:57 p.m., 3 minutes until their scheduled meeting. When Zhao Yi got to the meeting spot, only Tan Tan was there. The other 2 guys were gone. In fact, the entire area was deserted. Tan Tan worried that something might have happened to them. So, what's the deal? Zhao Yi figures they were teleported to a parallel world in their sleep. This actually makes gathering intel way easier, and since no one's triggered the death rules yet, the other 2 players are probably okay. They were just teleported to different spots. So, Zhao Yi takes Xin with him to check out the main lecture hall. As they approach the door, a shadowy figure with glowing red eyes was already waiting for them. While Xin is shaking in her boots, Zhao Yi already has his scalpel out, ready to dice this ghost up. But before he could even make a move, the ghost suddenly spun around and bolted. It happened so fast, Zhao Yi didn't even get a chance to use his special eyes to scan its info. Not about to lose a lead, Zhao Yi immediately sprints after the weird shadow creature. As Xin scrambles to keep up, she's amazed by Zhao Yi's bravery. Instead of being scared, he's actually chasing the monster down. They chase it into a classroom, and holy crap, it's not just one shadow. The room is filled with them. Zhao Yi tells Xin to keep quiet, and they sneak over to their own classroom from this morning, Class 11A8. Inside their room, it's the same deal, more of those creepy shadow figures. The shadows are sitting in the exact spots of the students who died earlier, and just then, a ghost pops up right in their faces. This freaks Xin out, and her sanity meter instantly drops to just 70. But Zhao Yi doesn't even flinch. He pulls Xin back, whips out his scalpel, and hurls it straight into the ghost's head. System notification. You've killed the unlucky ghost, who was just trying to take a leak. Your soul weapon has been empowered. With that done, Zhao Yi leads Xin out of the classroom and back toward the main hall. Just as they're about to escape, the ghost teacher ambushes them and grabs Xin. It starts dragging her back into the building. With no other choice, Zhao Yi flings his scalpel at the monster. His throw pierces right through Xin's ear before nailing the ghost, making it shriek in agony. Xin immediately uses the chance to break free. Even though she lost an ear, it'll grow back once they clear the instance. So Zhao Yi tells her not to worry about it. After patching her up, he decides to leave her outside for safety. The ghosts can't leave the lecture hall, so he's gonna head back inside alone. Xin tries to stop him, warning that the ghosts will probably ambush him if he goes back in now. But Zhao Yi explains these ghosts can't move freely. They're all bound by a specific set of rules. Like that teacher ghost from before, the moment they stepped out of the hall, she immediately turned back. The rules state that if the ghosts break them, they'll be punished, just like the players. Zhao Yi needs to get his hands on the student roster. The teacher ghost has one, but she's way too dangerous. So his new target is the roster in the teacher's office. Hearing this, Xin insists on going with him. She'd rather face the danger with Zhao Yi than wait out here all by herself. Once they're inside, Xin asks why he insisted on going to their classroom on the 3rd floor earlier. He explains it was to confirm a theory. And sure enough, those shadows were the students who died that morning. After a bit of sneaking around, they finally make it to the teacher's office. They crack the door open, see that it's clear of shadows, and slip inside. After locking the door, they quickly split up to find the roster. As they search, Zhao Yi recounts the morning's setup. The first floor had 8 classes, 472 seats, and 121 students. And based on his earlier observation, all the seats occupied by shadows now were the ones that were empty during the day. If it were just one class, it might be a coincidence, but he saw it in all 8 classes, so he's already figured out the rule. But to be absolutely sure, he went to his own classroom to double-check. There, he saw a shadow figure sitting exactly where the chubby kid died this morning. So the conclusion is simple. All the shadow figures are the students who died in the daytime. Xin is completely floored by this revelation. In just a few minutes this morning, Zhao Yi managed to memorize the layout of 8 classes, 472 seats, and 121 students? You can only describe Zhao Yi's mind as genius level. Based on all this, he lays out his conclusion. During the day, it's the living phase. At night, it's the dead phase. Living and dead students can't occupy the same seat. Break that rule, and the teacher executes you. Just then, Zhao Yi finds it. The attendance roster for Class 11A8, dated September 14th. That date matches the one on the clock from this morning, meaning this is today's roster. Zhao Yi points it out to Xin. His seat didn't have a name on it, which means it was supposed to be empty this morning. Looks like the big guy knew he was in the wrong seat, but since he couldn't remember his own, he just kept trembling, and then got executed by the teacher. Xin finally got the rules. If that's the case, all they need to do is carry this seating chart with them, and they can breeze through the main quest. But if it were that easy, it probably wouldn't be a hell difficulty dungeon. Zhao Yi then pointed out, they started on the 14th, and their mission is to survive for 7 days, meaning they have to live past the 20th. However, on this list, the spot for the 20th is blank. What does that imply? It obviously means on the 20th, every single one of them is meant to die. After hearing this from Zhao Yi, Xin's sanity instantly dropped to 74. What kind of mission forces everyone to die? After that, Zhao Yi grabbed the sealed envelope and ripped it open. Inside was a fat stack of cash and a letter. The letter read, "Principal, I am truly sorry. The issue with redacted has caused you so much trouble. I will pay more attention to things like that concerning redacted. His mother is his only living relative. Please ask the mayor to show some leniency." The letter was for the principal, but so much of the info inside had been blacked out that Zhao Yi couldn't make out a thing. Just then, the scalpel he'd lodged in the female ghost earlier returned to his hand. Now they could safely head to the principal's office. Before they took off, Zhao Yi made sure to grab the stack of hell money. You never know when you might need it, right? Xin, from behind, kept asking why on earth Zhao Yi would take the ghost money. According to him, this school runs on a specific set of rules. Teachers can't leave the classroom during lessons, except for special situations. But the principal is a different story. So if he's in his office, they need to lure him out. Once they got to the principal's office, Zhao Yi used his insight skill to check the guy's stats. Danger level, extremely dangerous. Note, this is not an entity a newbie can take on head-on. However, its movement is restricted. It has to run on all fours. They could both see the principal sitting there, counting his money. The guy's clearly a greedy bastard, so Zhao Yi's plan is to use that cash to lure him out. He started leaving a trail of money from the principal's door down the hallway. The plan was to knock, then immediately book it to the opposite staircase and wait for the principal to leave. A moment later, a knock echoed on the door. The massive, bloated principal slowly waddled out of his office. The second he spotted the cash, he grinned and started snatching up every single bill. Zhao Yi told Xin that once the old creep was far enough away, they'd slip into his office to find a file. From that letter, he figured out the school had some kind of beef with a student's family. They needed to find that student's file. The moment the principal was out of sight, they bolted inside. After a bit of searching, Zhao Yi found it, the file for a student named Chen Qiang. This kid was ranked number 1 in his entire grade, but was expelled for early dating. Other students with the same offense just got their parents called and a warning, but this Chen Qiang got expelled. This led them to 2 theories. 1. Chen Qiang went after a girl with powerful connections. She rejected him, then used her family's influence to get him kicked out. 2. Chen Qiang was going after someone, and his love rival used their connections to get him expelled. The second theory seemed way more plausible. So, Zhao Yi decided they'd head to the computer lab. They could use the internet there to dig up dirt on this Chen Qiang guy. But suddenly, Xin saw something right behind Zhao Yi. It was a ghost. She let out a terrified scream. Zhao Yi thought the principal had returned early, but nope. This ghost was way skinnier, and its voice sounded young. Zhao Yi instantly knew who this had to be, Chen Qiang. The ghost then summoned Old Man Liu's property deed, and Zhao Yi immediately shot out a question. What really happened to you and your mother back then? Hearing its own name and the mention of its mother, the ghost completely lost it. It grabbed its head in agony and let out a blood-curdling scream. The sound made Xin's sanity plummet to just 70. The mental pressure was insane. After it stopped screaming, Chen Qiang's head suddenly shattered. Open. Countless tentacles erupted from inside, like some kind of messed up octopus crown. Then, Chen Qiang lunged forward, attacking them with his tentacles. At Zhao Yi's current speed and level, getting hit by even one of this thing's attacks would be an instant kill. Without hesitating, Xin pulled out her gun, fired a blast of her own soul straight into Tan Quin's body. Thanks to her shot, the attack aimed at Triunat was deflected just enough, saving him in the nick of time, while Tam fired 3 more shots. Into the ghost, Triunat seized the chance to rush forward, shoving the land deed right in its face. Turns out, this document can seal any ghost within 5 meters for a full 10 seconds. Instantly, the Tan Quin ghost froze solid. Seizing the opportunity, Triunat and Tom booked it away from the ghost. They sprinted towards the stairs. But 10 seconds is way too short. Just as they'd only run a few steps, the Tan Quin ghost snapped out of it. It let out a horrifying shriek and gave chase. Triunat, thinking fast, spun around and hurled a scalpel right into the ghost. That bought them just enough time to escape the building, successfully getting away from the terrifying spirit. After they rested for a moment to catch their breath, Triunat said they still had 3 hours until sunrise. Right now, they would head to the computer lab to dig up info on that Tan Quin guy. Tam then summoned a shotgun and gave it to Triunat to use. She also said that if he uses guns now, he can level up his firearm skills for the future. Triunat didn't hesitate and took the gun right away. According to the viewers, this shotgun sells for 2,000 points in the item shop. Maybe since Triunat had saved her life twice, this was her way of thanking him. 10 minutes later, they arrived. At the computer lab door, Triunat blasted the door open, then had Tam stand guard outside. He would quickly go inside and search for information on what happened to Tan Quin. After a bit of Googling, Triunat said it looked like the school had covered up the information. All news related to the incident had been wiped clean, but that was no problem for Triunat. He was hitting the deep web to recover all the deleted files. But to access the deep web requires a lot of steps, so Triunat needed a little more time to get it done. Tam wondered if Triunat used to be some master hacker who hijacked Facebook accounts. But Triunat said he was just a psychologist. A moment later, master hacker Triunat successfully logged into the deep web system. An accident had occurred. The student Tan Quin's mother, after arguing with her head teacher, fell from a 3rd-floor corridor. Although she was rushed to get medical care, she didn't survive, passing away on August 13th. The cause of death was severe brain trauma. A week after his mother's death, Tan Quin went to the school, knife in hand, and hacked the head teacher to death. He fled the school immediately after. After that day, Tan Quin seemed to have vanished from the face of the earth. At the same time, the teachers at Shisan High also began to disappear. Over the course of a month, with no one spared, the two began to analyze the timeline they'd gathered. The day of the mother's accident was August 13th. The first day the 4 of them started their mission at this school was the 14th, just 1 day after Tan Quin's mother died. This meant they had been sent back to the very first day the curse began. That's also why the student roster only went up to the 19th, because by the 20th, everyone was already dead. At this point, Triunat recalled a former patient of his at the mental hospital. The man would tell Triunat every day that he was a hacker with the ability to mentally connect to the internet. Every day, he would travel through an ocean of code. At first, he was the only one wandering in there, but after some time in therapy, Triunat was able to enter that world and wander alongside his patient. Hearing this story, Tam thought he'd gone crazy just like his patient. The viewers were absolutely certain this Triunat guy had schizophrenia. After that, only Triunat was left alone in that world. Why? Because Triunat had cured the patient. So of course, he left. Suddenly, Tam informed Triunat that a thick fog was appearing outside. This fog didn't look normal at all. Hearing this, Triunat immediately deleted all the data he was working on, then ran out and grabbed Tam's hand. Then the 2 of them quickly got the hell out of there. This fog was definitely bad news. It was constantly draining Tam's sanity points. Even after they had run some distance, her sanity points just kept dropping. When it fell to 50 points, Tam had to bite her own lip until it bled just to keep herself conscious. In this situation, Triunat led Tam to hide inside the water tower, but when they got closer, they saw the door was locked. The shotgun god went to work. 1 bullet can solve any problem. After getting inside, Triunat quickly shut the door, using wooden crates to barricade it against the fog. Stepping inside, Zhao Yi could tell this fog was seriously dangerous. A warning popped up. It's filled with all kinds of weird stuff. If you don't want to get swallowed whole, find cover, fast. Looks like after getting inside, Shin's sanity was starting to return to normal. Suddenly, Zhao Yi whipped out his gun and aimed it straight at Xingxin, scaring the hell out of her. Turns out, he was aiming at the haystack right behind her. And what do you know? Someone was hiding inside. A notification appeared. Person, low danger level. Congrats, you found a survivor. No reward though. Only then did Zhao Yi lower his gun. He started grilling the strange man, asking who he was and why he was hiding there. The man said to them, "This place is dangerous. A terrifying monster is going to patrol here soon." He led them down to an underground safe room first. "We'll talk after." Once they were downstairs, the man introduced himself as Li Xingju, an occult investigator for the city's police department. Zhao Yi carefully inspected the ID he presented. The two of them then gave their names to Li Xing. He sat down and began his story, which started about 3 months ago. The police had started targeting Shisha High School. The mysterious and sudden disappearances of teachers had drawn a lot of attention. The city PD sent a bunch of people to investigate, but they came up with nothing. So, the mayor contacted his occult investigation unit and asked for their help. Li Xing came here with a special team. But unexpectedly, something bizarre happened. There were 27 of them, split into 3 groups. Each group of 9 entered the school. Soon after, many of them were sucked away by that strange fog. Then they vanished without a trace. In the end, Li Xing and 6 of his teammates fled into a dorm building to escape the fog. But when the fog cleared, they discovered they couldn't leave. A thick, weird fog had completely sealed off the school grounds. So, they had no choice but to go back and hide in this freaky school, filled with all sorts of strange things. After hearing Li Xing's story, Zhao Yi ventured a question. "So, where are your teammates now?" He simply replied that they were all dead. Zhao Yi pressed on. "So you're saying you've been trapped here for 3 months? In that case, what have you been eating to survive?" But Li Xing awkwardly refused to answer the question. Suddenly, the entire room began to shake violently. It sounded like a ghost was walking around right above them, directly over their heads. Fortunately, it kept moving, without stopping. The group let out a collective sigh of relief. Just then, 2 red notifications appeared in front of Zhao Yi. From the 2 alerts, he learned that the other 2 players in this instance had turned into ghosts due to their sanity dropping too low. At the same time, a hidden quest to investigate the truth behind Shisha High School appeared for Zhao Yi and Xinxin. According to Li Xing, the school is afflicted with a reincarnation curse. The ghosts in the school, like these walking corpses, will all die within 7 days, and then they'll be resurrected. They just continue this 7-day death loop. In fact, on the 7th day of the last cycle, Li Xing personally witnessed all the teachers and students, their heads chopped off, patrolling every single corner of this school. Xinxin urgently asked Li Xing, "How did you survive the 7th day? If you've been alive for 3 months, you must know how to get through the final day here," Li Xing explained. Back then, he had accidentally hidden in the water tower and found this basement, which is how he luckily survived. However, things weren't so simple anymore. The power of the curse in this school is constantly spreading. At first, they didn't even pay attention to the water tower, but gradually, they started knocking on the door to check inside. And during last week's revival, they even used brute force to blow the water tower's door open to check inside. Li Xing feared that this week, they would very likely find this secret basement, too. The moment Li Xing finished speaking, a loud sound came from above them again. If this place collapsed, they'd be sitting ducks. Zhao Yi and Xinxin quickly scrambled up the stairs to brace the floor tiles. Luckily for them, everything was still under control. Just as Li Xing had said, it looked like this basement wasn't safe anymore. They now needed to find a more secure shelter. Or, they could just break the school's curse. Li Xing said he knows how to break the curse here. However, he couldn't do it alone. He needed Zhao Yi and Xinxin's help. Besides, they were already at a dead end. Better to risk it all than just sit around and wait to die. According to him, the school's reincarnation curse originated from a single student. It seems to be the very same student Zhao Yi met before, Qin Qiong. After seeing that Zhao Yi and Tom Tom had already figured some things out, Li Xing continued. He told them what he knew. Qin Qiong was from a poor family, but his life wasn't always terrible. When his father was working in a mine, it collapsed and buried him alive. The mine's owner, afraid of taking the blame, grabbed the money and fled the country. From then on, Qin Qiong's family life fell apart. They scraped by on the little money his disabled mother earned from sewing. Even so, Qin Qiong was a brilliant kid. His grades were always top of his class, getting him into Thaksan High with a ton of scholarships. This place should have been where he thrived. But then, a horrible accident occurred. With his stellar grades, Qin Qiong always sat front and center, and the other students were insanely jealous of him. There was also a beautiful girl named Truong A, who was always second in the class and sat right next to him. At that age, with such an amazing girl right beside him, it was only natural for Qin Qiang to fall for Truong A. They became Thoch San Hai's power couple, but then a new student transferred into their class. His name was Pang Tio. This guy was a classic rich brat, dumb as a rock, but his family's connections were strong. He got the principal to change seats so he could sit next to Truong A, so the smartest kid sat in the back while the dumbest sat up front. Qin Qiang knew his poor family couldn't compete with Pang Tio's, so he just gritted his teeth and endured it. But one day, he walked in and saw Pang Tio getting handsy with Truong A, and he finally snapped. That was the last straw. Qin Qiang got his revenge on Pang Tio by using his scholarship money to bribe a group of classmates who were also from poor families. Later, when Pang Tio was alone, they jumped him, masked up, and dragged him into the woods for a serious beatdown. But the school had security cameras there. The whole thing was caught on tape. The dean grilled those students, and they immediately ratted out Qin Qiang as the mastermind. The outcome? Qin Qiang was expelled. Later, his mother went to the school to beg the dean to give him a second chance, but this involved Pang Tio's powerful family, so the dean refused. They got into a fight, and the dean accidentally pushed her from the third-story window. His mother's death was quickly covered up by the school and the city's mayor. Li Xing figured Zhao Yi and Tam Tam probably knew the rest of what happened to Qin Qiang after that. But everyone got one thing wrong, the idea that Qin Qiang just ran away and vanished off the face of the earth. The truth is, he never escaped. Qin Qiang actually died right here, in this very school. His overwhelming grudge was so powerful that it created a curse affecting the entire Thosh San High School. According to Li Xing, the only way to break the curse is to find Qin Qiang's corpse and completely destroy it. That's the only solution, Li Xing said. When his team came in, they brought a very powerful weapon with them, one capable of destroying the corpse. But when Qin Qiang's spirit attacked them, they had to ditch it in the parking garage. The weapon requires identity verification, so Li Xing needs Zhao Yi and Tam Tam to distract Qin Qiang's spirit so he can activate it.